I think the first asterisk is, I know, I was going to say I know as much as you about this. I may not know as much as you about this because I know you covered it as a reporter. So I know as much as I would say the average citizen who stays kind of engaged with day-to-day local issues. Based on that information, and I don't have, I don't know what was discussed in the closed sessions or anything like that, but based on what I've seen and read, I disagree with it. In particular, the city administrator settlement. The other two employees, I'm a little bit more ambivalent about, but in terms of the payment that the former city administrator got and how that was handled, I disagree with for a couple of reasons. I think more thought should have been given to what a process in court would have looked like and what could have been beneficial to the city of Davenport to make a decision to tell the former city administrator to take her chances in court. You still have the option to settle when that happens at any given time if you wanted to, but I think to just make a decision that seemed fairly quickly to default to, yes, we're going to settle. As mayor, if I were mayor, I would have said I'm absolutely opposed to this and would have tried to get council to hold out with me on that. And then secondly, I think if you're going to make a decision like that, I think the mayor and city council should have owned it and disclosed it before the election in 2023. We all know they didn't do that. We know they decided to sit on that information until I think about 2 o'clock on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving when people are in holiday mode. And so I vehemently disagree with that decision as well. So, certainly if I were mayor and I would have made that decision, I would have owned it and said, I'm not going to wait till after the election to disclose this information.
Well, first of all, it would not have been concealed. It was even concealed from me as an alderperson until 2 days before it was signed. I knew nothing about it. So first of all, we cannot have these backroom deals. We cannot have these agreements signed by people who do not have the authority to sign them, in this case, the city attorney. I do not agree with those agreements. I never knew about them until 2 days before it was actually signed. I never saw it until it became public. I never saw any of them until they became public. So no, I do not agree with them. I would not have voted to ratify. I was not allowed into the executive session. I was out of town. And I also was not allowed to call back into the meeting when they came back in the 3 minutes to actually take the vote on December 13th. So no, as mayor, we are going to have a more open government. We're not doing any of these concealed meetings in violation of the open meeting laws, and we are currently doing that. We're going to have more work sessions where the public can come, they can watch, they'll be videoed, and they will go up on the website, the city website, so people can see council actually deliberating on projects and programs that are not showing up on Friday afternoon on the agenda, but they're actually being deliberated for months by the council before they actually are placed on the agenda. And those will all be public. Right now, they are not. And I do not agree with that. So going back to the agreement, the main thing that I believe that the mayor can do is work with the city administrator and the city attorney and the Iowa Public Information Board to make sure that all our actions are public and in full compliance with the open meeting laws. That I commit to.